What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. Now, in case you guys, apparently something happened here on my stream, here, and I didn't click go live when I was getting ready to go do this video, and I was sitting here talking to my encoder and not the screen. So anyway, you know what? How about I just go through here and show you guys the stream I was just doing. Give me just a second here, guys. I'm not sure why this happened here. Let's go and we'll get this here, guys. We'll get this. Sorry it took me so long to notice that. Where we at here? There, right there. All right, guys. Here we go. We're gonna get this going for you guys right now. Did that work? Let's see it working. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm not sure why this is doing that. Let me see here. Where we at? Did it work? There we go. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. Here is where we were at. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. Sorry, I'm about to say Trailer Park Live. Every time I go live, I'm so used to saying Trailer Park Live, right? But welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. Today I am going to be giving you, I guess just a review and my, thoughts about Spider-Man Far From Home. But before I get into that, please make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Come on, it helps out the channel. Leave a comment down in the comments as well. And that will actually get you entered into a giveaway that I'm going to be doing later as soon as I hit 300 subscribers. So you should make sure you leave a comment. But yeah, anyway, make sure you share with a friend too and tell them to come check us out here over on the Second Street Marvel. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a Spider-Man Far From Home review. Now, I just got out of the movie theaters, I don't know, maybe about a couple hours ago. I got home, time to get home and kind of gather my thoughts a little bit before I could get on here and tell you guys exactly what I thought about this film and whether you guys should go see this film. And should you go see this film? I'll just tell you right off the bat, yes. You need to go see this movie at the movie theater. Now, I am a huge Spider-Man fan, as you all well know, and I've got to say, man, I hate saying it is because, like, you get new movie-itis, but I think this is probably about the best Spider-Man we've got. It's hard for and that's hard for me to say because so in the first place, Spider-Man holds a special place in my heart in the first place. In case you guys don't know, my father was actually killed the day that the first Spider-Man premiered at the movie theater, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, back in 2002. So yeah, so obviously it's got some how would you say, I guess maybe sentimental kind of memories in some sort of weird way, but and I'm sure we all feel that Spider-Man 2 of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was just an absolutely great movie. But I've got to say, I'm telling you, Far From Home, it was absolutely great. this movie, it was fun, it was exciting. There were just times throughout the movie where I just found myself sitting there smiling because everything was so great. Um, everybody in this movie did a great job on the acting. Tom Holland, I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He just, he's that young kid. He's just kind of got that feel. I don't know. I dig it. I know some people don't, but I certainly do. He did a really great job. Um, Jake Gyllenhaal, absolutely great. He came in and knocked this role out of the park. Good job. Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, great job as always. Though I've got to say some of this stuff I'm going to talk about here in just a minute. Yeah, Nick Fury. Zendaya, she came in doing a good job as MJ. I know, there's a whole lot of people that don't like, MJ, replacing Mary Jane, and I gotta say I feel the same way. Although, and people are still saying, like, oh hey, but it's not Mary Jane Watson. It's like, no, okay, yeah, fine, but let's everybody just admit that this is MJ in the MCU, okay? I mean. So it is, we're not getting we're not getting the ginger that we need. We need that ginger, right? Because who doesn't love gingers too? But I gotta say, Zendaya came in and did a really good job in this movie. God, I can't even remember the guy's name who plays Ned. Came in, absolutely nailed it. Just like I think everybody that came in, they all did exactly what they needed to do in this movie, and some of them, while they may have just like bit parts, still shined. Like Flash Thompson, as we now know, was the guy who plays him, Tony Ravioli. He only had small parts, but the parts that he had, I thought were really good. The story throughout the movie I thought was pretty good. I mean, it went along quite well. There wasn't really any times where I felt like the movie was dragging. It kept a pretty good pace. Now, there just was some certain scenarios throughout the movie that are kind of questionable as far as the writing aspect of it, but overall, I gotta say that a lot of it really worked. There were some things revealed in this movie that is going to excite a lot of people, gets me excited for the future of the MCU, and also some other theories I actually had of my own, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. But overall, everybody that was in this movie did an absolutely great job. There were people in the movie with making cameos and small appearances, or even just small roles that were callbacks to other movies and things. It was really well done. I like what they did with that. Like I said, I thought the pacing was really good. Cinematics were really great. One of my biggest complaints about this new Spider-Man movies we've been getting in the MCU is that we don't see Spider-Man swinging around through New York City, saving, just throughout the 5 boroughs, saving lives and everything. He's not in New York doing any of that, and it's kind of that's one thing I've been wanting, and we still didn't really get that in this movie. But we still did get a lot of him swinging around and doing a lot of other stuff while they were there in Europe on their vacation, and it was really nice to see a lot of that. Now, for me, like I said, it's going to be hard to beat what Sam Raimi did in those first Spider-Man movies, just because that's the kind of director that Sam Raimi is. Sam Raimi was one of those directors that, he's good at doing practical cinematics, just things like that, like when it came to when Spider-Man was swinging through New York and things like that. So I don't expect that out of every director, but I think John Watts did a great job throughout this movie, getting that across with, just kind of the, almost like the disorienting feeling of Spider-Man swinging around. We see him swinging around doing plenty of typical Spider-Man movements and everything through the air as he's swinging through the air, and that was really nice to see. Because even in all the movies we got before, we did see a lot of that, but it seems like here they do it just a little bit differently, and I kind of dig it. And once again, this movie has one of those John Hughes flick kind of feels to it. It kind of feels, just like one of those movies that I remember growing up watching when I was a kid back in the 80s, And so it's definitely got something like that going forward as well. Like I said, I mean, and this movie was a perfect end to the what do they call it, the saga? You know what I'm talking about. It seemed like it was a perfect end to all of that, the Infinity Saga, and it did seem like a really good bookend to it. I'm quite satisfied, and it also actually seems to carry the story forward as well. It's leaving it. It kind of opened some doors, closed some doors, and it just left a lot out there. And it was really great to see everything that happened in this film. I can't say that there's anything about this film that I didn't necessarily like. I mean, there were some things like, maybe just some instances where humor just kind of seemed to overpower what needed to be happening, and maybe it's kind of to distract you from the fact that there's larger things going on here that need to be taken care of. But one thing, I mean, like I said, they just built upon everything that's been going on in the MCU and really left enough out there for them to expand upon in later movies. Because as we all know, they've said before in the past, Kevin Feige said that this next phase is going to be more cosmic, going into cosmic beings and just the cosmic realm, as opposed to the Earth-based heroes. But obviously, we will be getting more Earth-based hero movies, as we're going to get Black Panther 2, we're going to get a Captain Marvel 2, and I'm not sure that that's going to be Earth-based. I would think it partially is going to be. I mean, I would almost argue that it has to be, and that's a different story for a different time. But also, I mean, if we get another Ant-Man movie, if we get another Spider-Man movie, obviously he's going to be on Earth. So, Doctor Strange too, so there are going to be plenty of other Earthbound movies, and I think that this movie actually opens the door for a lot of that to happen. This movie actually goes back and explains some of the questions that we may have had from Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame afterward, as far as the decimation, where people here are calling it the blip, but they do go in and explain exactly what happened over those 5 years, which, if you don't mind me saying, spoiler warning right here, you know what, maybe I'll just save all that. I'll save all that for the end of this video. I'm going to save the spoilers for the end of this video. But, they did it. I think they did a good enough job of explaining what was going on. Now, I know some people will argue about that, just saying like, oh, they didn't explain anything very good. And, people talk a lot about like these movies and saying like, oh, well, they didn't explain this, they didn't explain this, this movie has plot holes. Now, I've just got to say to things like that, maybe in these MCU movies, those things that we all think are plot holes, I don't think they're plot holes. I think they're just loose threads that they can go back to and use at any time, or they just leave things open so they can touch back on it later. Because if you just set everything in stone, then it doesn't really give you anything to further expand upon. Where you can't toss in an extra little tidbit here, or tease here, tease there, just like some of the stuff they did in this movie. Now, the other thing I've got to say about that, like me, I love callbacks and things like that, especially when they're done really well, and this movie has plenty of them. Now, the other thing I have to say about that is, like, is there such thing as maybe too many? I don't know, because I felt like this gave us a lot of payoff for things in the movie, some of the callbacks on here, but at the same time, I just don't know. Like, sometimes I almost think that by doing a lot of that stuff too, you're just kind of doing what J.J. Abrams did with pulling on the member berries. You're really just kind of pulling people in by pulling just like those nostalgic things that bring people back and what, the references to Tony Stark in this movie and things like that. They just kind of, it's pulling at those member berries. And that's just kind of how I feel about that, But overall, the movie was great. I really do like everything. Was just great about this movie. I was like all smiles through the first part of the movie. Like, my son, he's usually quiet at movies too. Actually, matter of fact, all my kids are usually pretty quiet at the movie. But there was just times like my son, he was just like excited and happy, and like me too. Like, there was times I was like, oh, like mid-credit scene. There are mid-credit scenes. There is an end credits scene as well, and they were all really great. Especially that mid-credit scene. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Great stuff. I actually got excited when I seen the mid-credit scene. But, I don't want to, like I said, I'm not here to spoil that right now. I will probably do more of a spoiler review later, or maybe I'll just get into that here in just a few minutes. I don't know, maybe that kind of sums up all the thoughts that I have on this movie so far. But, actually, you know what? I'm going to save my full spoiler review for later, because you know what, maybe I'm gonna go see this movie again. I'll do a spoiler review later. But you know, one thing you guys should do is I'm pretty much done with this review here. My initial thoughts and the no spoiler review. Like I said, you guys should go out to the theater and see this movie. Very exciting. Like I said, to me there wasn't a point where it really drops off. It doesn't get boring. I didn't find myself wanting to just get this over with. A lot of cool payoff scenes in it. And like I said, there are some things that I had predicted previously that happened in this movie. And they didn't relate to this movie when I was predicting them, but they happened in this movie. And I just gotta say, you know what? It feels good to be right about something, at least once. Okay, maybe I've been right about a couple things, but a lot of these things are just simple things that a lot of people kind of guess anyway, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm sure we all... No, I'm not... No spoilers. I'm not going into spoilers. But anyway, that's all I've got for this review. Like I said, you guys should get out and see it. Really well done movie. Jon Watts did a great job directing this movie. All the actors brought their A game. The story was, like I said, it wasn't like the best story, but a lot of the things that happened in this movie were absolutely great. Parts with Jake Gyllenhaal, especially when they start to show you more of his character, actually got me excited, and it made me excited for the future of the MCU, knowing what he was doing in this movie. And like I said, I will talk more about that in a future video. That's all I have for this movie review, but before you go, I want to let you guys all know, I do see I have a few people here watching, and in case there's anybody else watching, you guys need to go in the links down in the description here are links to Drunk 3PO's channel. You should go check out his channel and subscribe, because over there I've actually even been hopping in on some of his live streams there. He does a show, I believe it's going to be at least once a month, and you know, we'll kind of see how the schedule goes with that, maybe every other week. I don't know where he's at with it right now, but it's called Some Black Guys and a Drunk. Funny show, great time. We had a good time there this Sunday. He's also a great dude, and you should go support him on Patreon. I actually just went and started supporting him on Patreon today. And also, I see Lonely Banter is here. You guys need to go, if you haven't checked out Lonely Banter, go and check out his channel as well. I believe he's going to be doing a live stream here in just about an hour or so, talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. We're probably all going to be in there having a good old time. So you guys should make sure you stop by and check that out. Oh man, you know what? Snowball died? I forgot about that. Does that mean just use the microphone on your computer or your phone or something? You know, find a way to rig it up. Do what LB did the other day. He found a way to work around it. You can do the same. But if not, maybe we all need to start sending you some money so you can upgrade that too. You can start some donations for that. That's why you guys should go check out Drunk 3PO's channel. Head to his Patreon. Send him some money and send it with a tag saying, here's for a new microphone. Let's get him a new microphone as soon as possible. That'd be awesome. I mean, all you need is $1 or $2. $5. I mean, it all adds up. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Second Street Marvel today. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime we have uploaded new content. It also sends you out notifications anytime I plan on doing a live video, just like this one right here. Of course, I only announced this about 15 minutes out. But I also do a live show every single Friday night called the Trailer Park Live, in which I go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and then I get into the live chats and we talk. I got certain topics I talk about, but then I get into the live chats and discuss with you all. And I think soon enough I'm going to be starting to put some questions out there on Twitter and Facebook, so you should make sure you guys go follow me on there as well. And also, if you could do me a favor, please make sure you give this video a like, and if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's all good. We don't really care about that here. But while you're at it, if you could, make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a good day, and we will see you in the next video. Later. Alright guys, sorry about that. That was actually recorded from when I was talking to my encoder earlier. I thought I hit the live button, and I didn't hit the live button. So that was all just a recording right there, and I'm back now. I am actually live, but I am going to sign this off now. Just, you know, I think pretty much got the review out of the way. Unless you guys want to chat. Do you guys want to chat about some stuff? Did you guys get out and see the movie? Because there was a lot of things that happened in this movie. See, I said I was going to end it. I'm not ending it. I didn't even end it. But, yeah, so the things in this movie were absolutely great. I don't, if you guys haven't seen it yet, you might want to maybe leave the video now because maybe I'll go in and talk about a few things that I was talking about here. I had predicted a while back that Maria Hill. So spoiler warning, I had predicted a while back that Maria Hill and Nick Fury were actually Skrulls, and we got that in this movie. It was kind of funny because I thought it was going to actually happen in Avengers Endgame. We get that in this movie. Oh, well, okay. So, all right. You know what? Maybe I just won't do the spoilers. I won't do the spoilers. I want to save that for another video anyway. I want to save that for another video anyway. I'll just stop right there. Maybe I will just go ahead. I will go ahead and just end this now, and I will do a full spoiler video later. And yeah, maybe I should do that because I said no spoilers on the thumbnail here anyway. So I'll just cut it short there. Thank you all so much for being here today. In case you didn't see earlier, make sure you go subscribe to Junk 3PO's channel. Check him out. Cool channel. LB, great channel. And Aggressively Relaxing is here. You guys should go check out Aggressively Relaxing channel. Does some great videos, comic book stuff. I mean, if you guys think I do good comic book content, you got to go see what they're doing over there at Aggressively Relaxing. They do like these radio parodies and stuff. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. And yeah. So thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. Like I said, here in about an hour, LB is getting ready to do a spoiler discussion and everything, talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. So I'm going to be there. If you guys have seen it, maybe you guys should stop on by, or unless you don't mind spoilers, go and check out that live video later. I'm going to hop on there and be giving some likes and doing all that kinds of stuff. Thank you all again for being here today. Again, sorry if you guys caught that spoiler, didn't want to hear it. I'm not going to go into all that. Thank you all for being here today. You all have a very good day. We'll see you all in the next video, which should be my comic book pull list tomorrow. Later.